There's two different meetings on that.
We're ready, Chairman.
Yeah, May and June. I have 2 Mays.
You might catch a select.
Now I'll officially call this meeting to order and ask the commission to begin by reading the minutes. You have 2 sets of minutes to consider, May the 6th and then June the 3rd. So I'm going to begin with asking for a motion for the approval of the minutes of May the 6th.
I make a motion to approve May 6th.
I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion from Ms. Salter, a second from Mr. Donahoe to approve the minutes of the May 6th meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And that motion passes. Commissioners, I'll ask you to now review the minutes of Monday, June the 3rd, 2024, and ask for a motion for approval if appropriate.
Move to approve them. I'll second.
I have a motion from Dr. Crosno, a second from Ms. Salter to approve the minutes of June the 3rd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion passes. Moving to the agenda, item 2, is there any old business to come before the commission?
No, sir.
Thank you. And if there's none, we'll move to item 3 in the agenda. First application, Rolling Hills Ministry, that's 3.1 in your packet, and you should have the supporting documents, and this is for signage. And representing Rolling Hills is Jessica McGrath and Tim Murkison. If you come to the podium, members, you'll notice in your packet that they're asking to repaint and sign the top of the Kelly Weber building. That has been approved in the past. It was a gray color, and at the time it said Natchitoches Health Club. I think at one point it said warehouse. It's been several different. But what Jessica or Ms. McGrath and Mr. Murkison have submitted are several options for colors in that same space, and considering the integrity of that building and the location, I would ask you to maybe to look carefully at possibly the second one, which is the grayish background, which at one point we thought was white, but white would get dirty very fast. But if you look at the second one, where it's the gray background and the blue lettering.
First of all, Jessica, is there one that you prefer, y'all are
That's-
preferring to use?
We like that one. I just wanted to provide some options.
Okay,
like,
okay.
just-
What is that one?
This one right here, it's the second one. I think it looks the best, and it's not just jumping out in your face.
Well, and it kind of goes with what is existing.
Yeah, I think so too. It goes with that tin roof and everything along those lines. And I know we talked about these colors toning down.
Yes,
And
more
use-
along the lines of the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah, Tim, come up here a minute, please, and show them the colors.
Also matches that cheerleading sign thing.
Yeah.
There's a blue stripe that goes all the way around it.
Right, I saw that, yeah.
Black all the way around.
That would be in that kind of that navy blue that's on his shirt right here. And
Got
then
it,
any
yeah.
kind of the golden accents or yellow accents would be in that.
Yeah, and that's everything they have with these colors.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, in this application as well, it's that plus the sign on the side of the building, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And as we were speaking just a minute ago, if it would be okay with y'all, that small sign that's under the awning currently, if
Just
we could
move
just
it.
move it to that spot on that, I think it's the last picture that I have,
Right,
which would catch you coming,
coming up
It's this one.
College.
yes, that direction. And we wouldn't put an additional sign, we could just move that one to.
Keep going.
No,
I have a
I
problem
don't
with
see a reason to
that.
do that.
Mhm.
This
We
meets all
already have
the,
it, and
Well, I'm gonna be different. I think you need to leave it there.
Under the awning?
well,
I
my
think you'll
question
get more-
too,
Because people driving by from a car, you can see that. You have to look up to see the one, if you move it
Yeah, I
up to
think
the
so.
top of the building. Now, that's just my opinion, folks, because, you know, as persons looking for your place,
true,
most of them will be in cars.
Hmm.
They're not gonna be walking. And if you make it easy for them to see from the vehicle, in my opinion, of course, you could duplicate, you could have a small sign down there where it is presently, and also another one up higher on the top if you wanted to, but that's just my opinion.
let me ask you, what is the, I know there's a ton of frontage. What's the size limitations?
On the entire front,
Well, yeah, what, on our regulations, there's so many, how many square feet?
30 square feet.
So this all falls within that?
That's-
Would it-
Yeah, they're well within that.
Yeah, what I was, I guess, my, point of my question, I'm sorry, I'm not being clear. Could they do, like, Ms. Grosno said, and do
One on each
two,
end.
keep the one down and below and put one on the side and still be within the
They
side?
would be because they have more than enough frontage.
Yeah, I think that's a
Well, I have
great
another-
observation.
I have another idea. If, I don't know the cost versus what they're thinking about doing, but you know where you had the flag that we asked you to please take down? If you actually put a two-sided sign that way, so it catches traffic from both directions.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Then you wouldn't
And
have
then you
to.
don't need anything else in the building, just up there at the top. And then put the two-sided sign there. And you could do it nicely with some wood, and if you want to add a little bit of iron or something, you know.
You can do that easily.
And to me,
So-
that's a better sign for you
Where was the
anyway.
flag, Marion?
There's a little, when you turn in the.
It's not there behind the tree.
No,
is it?
it's to
It's
where
over
your
here.
thumb is, over
all
there.
the way
way over
Okay,
there.
so it would be over here.
It's on the grass.
It's kind of near the,
grass.
it was near the parking area, so it
Yeah.
would
Okay,
almost
so it would be
specify the
easy.
building and your parking.
Right.
I would love to, we've
That
thrown that
probably
around
would- that
with,
probably would.
like with Ruston,
Mhm.
Yeah.
doing a double-sided there. So are you saying that double-sided there and the painting across the top?
Correct,
Yeah.
Okay,
correct.
so would,
And on the side?
You
No.
wouldn't need it.
No,
on
you
the
don't
side.
need
that
it.
would replace the.
That
one
would
on the side.
eliminate the
You would
side
elim-
up
you would eliminate
high
the need
plus
for-
the one by the front door. Those would be eliminated.
That sounds,
It
But
cleans up.
honestly, it covers two parts, because it would give you some parking direction, like if you put a right turn to park,
yes.
and it would show the business.
And it cleans it up without it being signs just everywhere.
It's a little landscape area on that side, that's where we're talking about.
So do I need to come back with specifics on that signage? Okay,
Yeah.
Or at least get
Well,
it into the
You could
office. and-
present it in the.
okay,
We
can-
that's fine.
You
That's
can,
fine.
could she email us, and then we
Sure.
could do the final approval that way, so you can
Who's
get on
doing
with
your
it?
sign, Jessica? Is it signs and banners, or?
No, they get that out of Ruston.
Okay.
Because your agency, whoever's doing it, if you give them the dimensions of what you're looking for, they're gonna send you a mock-up in the, how it's displayed, like, are you gonna use wrought iron, are you gonna use vinyl, or whatever, they're gonna send a full design, that's what
With
we need.
measurements and everything.
Because they'll have the colors, they'll have the
Measurements.
materials, the measurements,
Everything.
get them to send that to you, and then you send it to us through the office, we can approve that, as long as it's within your dimensions for the building, the color's already approved, because you're doing them on the building.
Okay, now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just thinking that sign on the front, the example of the one here, that it would be exactly that.
Could be.
Right, but they've got to, you still have to submit it.
They'll
Okay.
create the
Yeah, okay.
design,
You still
but
have to
yes.
submit it.
the- in
I
other words,
understand what it would look like,
Where's my
yes,
mind?
the
right.
content of this, yes. They'll
Okay.
just put it in the perspective of the sign.
Right, okay, okay.
What's behind the sign?
On the wall,
Is it brick?
it's brick,
Continuous
there's
brick?
a wood frame that it sits in.
So
and-
when you remove it,
It'll be brick.
there wouldn't be any discoloration
Shouldn't be.
or
No,
other,
ma'am.
so you,
Not any more than,
the building?
You won't be able to
than
notice
what's
it.
there.
So just to be clear, all right, so the top painted, the sign in the flower bed.
Yes.
And
That's it.
with that, could you leave the one on the wall?
You
No,
don't need it.
take it off.
Well, I kind of agree
I'm
that,
with Tim.
that if you walk from the parking lot and you're looking at doors, there's.
But if they want it, I mean, if it's within the sign limitations and y'all wanna keep it there, I mean, you know, I don't know what, if you can have many signs you want, as long as it meets the
Sure.
thing, huh?
Okay.
Never can have too many.
Because I get your point, Tim, because a lot of people, is the cheer place still there?
Some
Right, so
is
people
up,
might
yes.
come up and not know which door to go into as opposed, you
And if
know?
you're if you're standing on the porch, there's an awning over the top of you, so you can't see.
You can't see that. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But coming from the river towards the
Right.
store before you get to the parking lot, you can actually see the top
Right.
part
Sure.
from there.
Right.
So the one on the side of the building, I don't,
Well, would you rather have that versus the one in the
I
garden
think the
area?
one in the flower bed would be nice if that would be.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
multi-directional. It would
Yeah.
look
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then
So
leave
we'll come
off
back
that
with
one at
that.
the tip top.
And then you can direct them to the parking area there to the side
Okay.
of the building.
If y'all just wanna email the files, and we can approve them
Sure.
online, so y'all don't have to wait another month.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion then to approve the signage, excuse me, I think I'll word this, to, that they will resubmit their signage application based on what was talked here tonight, and that it will be emailed to us for the approval.
In the packet, Ms. Rock, you may want to, like the one that's purple, call that Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, Exhibit 3, Exhibit 4 is the 4 options. Am I correct, Ms. Salter, you're saying
That's fine.
Exhibit 2?
Exhibit
Exhibit 2 would be.
We're approving Exhibit 2
Yeah.
for that sign in terms of color, and then you're submitting a
Supplemental.
supplemental
sign.
for the yard,
Or the additional sign.
the one in the yard.
Right.
Okay.
With that said, do I have a second on
Second.
Ms. Salter's motion?
I second it.
Okay, I have a motion, and then I have a second from Dr. Crosno to approve the application and the amendment as presented. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Okay, you got it.
Yeah,
Get
thank
that
you, guys.
design to Ms. Rock, and then we'll take care of
Okay,
that during the month.
thank you.
But the top part, you're good to go.
Okay. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
Business is good?
If you ever drop out there,
I've yet to get
It's
by.
always,
just put that signage underneath.
I'm gonna
suggest
call
people
Tim and have
look
him
at
to
it.
bring the truck to my house.
Y'all have a good day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, application 3.2, Mitchell and Rachel Sullivan. An application for a fence on 165 Cypress Avenue.
is this the replacement where the house burned?
It's an existing,
Right.
newer construction,
Right, newer
replacing the one that
construction's
burned.
Where the old house was that burned.
Oh,
Area fence to be extended. That's the back of the carport.
I'm Janice Bolton with Bolton Realty. I'm representing Dr. Sullivan, who's moving here from Dallas, has already purchased the home. There's pictures of the existing privacy fence on 3 sides, the far back lot line and the 2 sides. All they want to do is come on the rear of the carport across, matching the existing fence, because they have a dog and they want to be able to let the dog out the backyard without having to leash it.
Oh, so it's gonna be at the back end of the carport?
The back end of the carport.
That's
It's
all they
just-
want to do?
That's all they want to do is complete the 4 side, matching the existing fence.
I move to approve the application. Is there gonna be a gate or anything right there? They just put,
There'll be a gate on the back of the carport, and then it'll attach to the house. And then there's a small area on the other side of the house that'll attach to the house. And they have a rear door, so they could just let that go out without having to go through the gate. But there will be a gate somewhere behind the carport.
I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Donahoe, a second from Dr. Owens to approve that application as presented. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same.
Thank you.
Congratulations, the motion passes. Okay, application 3.3, James Matwire, 301 Williams Avenue. That is that an or ratification?
Oh, no, it's painting.
Yeah, that's
Painting
additional painting.
application.
Yeah, remember he came to.
Oh, here it is. It's in your packet. It's 301 Williams Avenue.
Right.
He'd already come last week, last month, we had a long meeting with him.
Yeah, you'll see on the second page on the left side is the picture of the house, and then you'll see his paint color submitted. I can't see on the left what the name is, but the trim will be white and the front door. This, I remember, this was the discussion of the color of the red.
Yeah, color of the red, but did we approve the blue? He's saying that is a
Indigo.
blue. And see, I have a real problem with trying to look at these colors because they're not true. We need the actual chips from Sherwin-Williams.
Is that him walking in right now?
No.
Oh, that's Tim, I'm sorry.
I don't want to approve this based on this.
I can't see.
You can't see, and we're not doing our due diligence.
I don't know what, I can't see what that, is this just indigo? Is
It
that what-
says Sherwin-Williams 6531.
And that application was emailed into.
Oh, that's why it's like this, okay.
It's a color printer. I don't know.
See, here's a Benjamin Moore is the door, it looks like, but, you know, we're gonna have to go get Bandex and keep in the office over there to bring over every time. I didn't bring
But the
mine.
red door, can you tell on that document if that's a Benjamin Morse chip, or is
Yeah,
that?
it's a Benjamin Moore, you can tell by that triangle there.
More colors here if you want to see.
Yes, please, thank you.
Oh,
It's not my application, but I've got these.
Are all these Benjamin Moore paint?
no, the first one's
But
Sherwin-Williams
see, he didn't even
6531.
say, he doesn't even say what the red one is.
You got some Sherman-Williams paint?
The red one is Benjamin Moore.
I can't
It's Benjamin
see.
Moore, but what
I'm
red?
looking at,
You know, there's a bunch of reds.
No, I'm talking, if you look at the application, I can't see, is it on the side of the
It's
red?
right here. This is Benjamin Moore's symbol.
There's no number there?
No.
I think there is, you just can't see
Just
it.
can't
You
see
can't
it.
see it. Can you enlarge
Yeah,
that? What's it
there's
say
something on
there?
there.
Even if you enlarge it, you can't see it.
Can you read that,
Because I
Jared?
tried to enlarge it on my screen.
well, here it is on my phone, and it looks different.
Yeah, it's that, whatever that
It's kind of a blue-gray.
Did I do something wrong?
That's 6.5.
Oh, the indigo one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even see it
See,
on mine.
I don't want to happen what happened up on Second Street. So I don't think we can approve this until,
Yeah, but you know
We
that's
get some
Benjamin Moore
chips.
by the symbol.
but
It's a dark
which
color.
one of the red it is, and about it out.
it's gonna make it look so small.
I just moved to table the application.
I second the motion.
Guess what
We
he's
can't-
talking about.
we
He just
can't
needs to
work
be
with
here
this
anyway.
one.
We don't have anybody here anyway to talk about it.
Okay, well then
So-
we don't even table it because we can't review it if there's no one present.
That's true. But he can be informed that he has to present the actual chips before we can do anything else. I noticed they had started work on it, so they're a long way from painting,
Correct.
but we need the chips.
I think the issue is everyone's fearful of that dark color on that little house.
Yeah, and I don't know what indigo is. Maybe I'm not a big paint person. Is that blue or gray or what?
It's a blue-gray.
It's a
really.
blue-gray, but it depends on how dark it goes, you know? I'll put these right here for you, ma'am, when you're ready.
Okay. Without someone here to answer questions for 3.3, we'll pass it till next month.
But can you notify them, please?
So
Thank
we'll
you.
just hold the application.
Okay, application 3.4, First United Methodist Church. This is those windows, that wood frame in the front of, at Bostic Hall. Is anyone here for that?
Yes,
application?
I'm
Oh, sorry.
Valerie
Okay.
Mannering. Yes, this is something that's been on our deferred maintenance for
Right.
about 3 years, and I'm just one of those people who's a project manager, and we're getting some stuff done. So, and so that in another year, the windows don't just fall to the ground, we're going to get them fixed. You can tell by the pictures that the existing windows have very small, a lot of very small panes. And they used to have a little lever where you could open sections of it, but I mean, they're just falling apart. And so is the wood frame that's surrounding them. So we've got an application here to go with a sort of storefront type window where we'd actually have more, you could actually view out and in much better with just 2 levels of glass in each section. So there's a shorter section and a taller section instead of a whole lot of little panes. Does that make sense?
Let me get to it.
Do you have,
I don't,
So that all I have is the drawing. So the drawing
it's this.
this one right here?
is how it'll end up being, where there's a tall section and a shorter section with bars horizontally and vertically within each. This is 20 feet, so it's split into 3 sections.
May I ask you something?
Yes,
Is this going to be on the left and right side of
Yes.
the door? Okay.
yes, sir.
Well, when they were here last time, we had talked about the fact that we didn't want this looking like the new addition, which this makes it too modern.
Oh, do you think it does? Because
Oh, most
if you
definitely.
look at the, what we call the crossroads, which is
Right.
our contemporary section, so it goes from the sanctuary to Bostic Hall to the crossroads. Crossroads has, it's not like that, it has very contemporary.
Yeah, it's the metal and all of that.
Yes,
that's
and
in
very
there.
dark glass. So we were thinking if we're going to keep the black lattice work,
It's iron.
iron
Yeah,
work.
ironwork. Is the...
And right now, you can't even see that. When you're looking at those windows, I didn't even know that was there until I started looking at these windows. So we were trying to think of a way to sort of enhance being able to see those.
Why are you not going back to the style that it was there? I mean, you're changing the entire look, and that's the whole point of keeping everything historical to the original part of the building. We had talked about this when, who was here representing, I think Lee was here? Lee Posey was here.
It's when they came one time to discuss
Yeah.
the
I thought it was,
Robo House, and this came up in that discussion.
I thought it was I can't think of his name, it was Sheriff's Deputy forever.
Well,
It doesn't
we
matter.
can go back to the drawing board. I guess my initial response to that would be that that's probably going to double the price, and it's already $20-some thousand.
And then you're going to keep, whatever you do there, it's still going to be wood?
What's framing it will be wood on the interior, and
But what's the exterior?
well, the exterior is
Currently wood, right?
is also wood. It's just let me find my picture here.
That building is major significant in the district.
What does it say?
Let's see.
I know it's the 60s because it's such a bunch. In the 60s.
Yes, so that is wood. All along here, this is wood, and then this is also wood. This is all wood.
But the plan would be whatever, the new windows would also be wood on the inside and out?
I mean, this looks like what they have inside Bostic Hall.
It's metal. The framing is metal, and it would be in the color of the wood, the existing wood. So we'd make it exactly the same color.
It'd be metal.
The building itself, I don't know because it's not in here, where is the buildings in the inventory? Is in the building at the highest level of impact?
I
'Cause
think
the-
so. We need that inventory.
And we don't encourage vinyl or metal on the exterior front.
This is all metal.
I know, that's my point. We don't encourage that
No,
at
I mean,
all.
the existing ones
I
are all
thought you said the
metal.
existing was wood, it's not?
No. This is all metal.
Yeah, that's right, it is metal, but it's
It's
painted.
metal and all, and it's
It's that
rusting
old,
and,
you remember the old crankouts we used to have?
So we have those at Louisiana School and
And
the.
it
and
is
the-
the metal and it is painted, now that I think about it.
Yeah, then I don't, I mean, they
But
can,
it's not it has a different look entirely from this look.
I've
Totally
always
different.
liked all those small panes, I just think it's an
You know, if
interesting
you came up with a
design.
design that had some panes in it, you know,
The
but you're
mullions.
just totally
There are,
redoing the church.
there, it's the front, but the.
Is there anything in town that I could look at that I mean,
Louisiana School, if you want to go over to the, on University Parkway, if you look on the left, next to the high school building, in the old trade school building, when that building was restored, those windows are new, but they're in that same style. That identical look, and I'm imagining, and those are real metal windows, I know that. There are options for windows that look like that, that have the mullions that are not wood, but the framing around the windows is wood. So it gives you the look of or the integrity of the look, but it is not metal.
Okay, I have a question, Jared, this is
Mm-hmm.
to you. At your house, where you have all your mullion windows, are those windows?
Some
Or
of
is
them
that a big
are.
window where the mullions have been added?
Some of them, the big, like my dining room one is just one big glass.
And
just one big
mullions
With
were
the
added?
mullions built
Yeah.
in on it.
Yeah,
on
that's
like the
what
big-
I'm wondering, if that's an idea.
Well, that's what I was saying, that's where you can get the mullions, where the mullions are just put on
so
a
it's
sheet of
not
glass.
it's not a
Right,
individual
it's-
glass?
you
It
have
has the
one big
look.
piece
It
of
looks like
glass,
they're painted.
but you have the wood mullions on the in and
Gotcha.
outer side. And that's probably cheaper than what you're even looking at now. I don't know.
I'm certainly not
But-
saying it's a window world, that's not what I mean, but your window companies, if you give them a look, what they can do is, with a sheet of glass, they can replicate that. And the key would be, in the installation, is keeping the wood framing around it, because there's your integrity look. But the windows themselves are plate glass with mullions that are, I'd say vinyl. But you can even get mullions that are wood that are just put on.
Yeah,
That's what mine are at home.
I'm not actually sure this is vinyl. This is metal
Probably metal.
frame. Whatever
It looks very
PVDF.
commercial to me.
What is PVDF? Do you know? Is
PVD
70% PVDF?
PVD, isn't that,
I think
Is
it's
that
talking
vinyl?
about the, where's that at?
Okay, so do we have to go with that many mullions, though?
I wouldn't
You
want
would?
to, I wouldn't mess with the integrity of the building, because that's what it was
That's the
built.
whole, it was built back in the 60s. And, yeah, that's the whole point of keeping the historic district historic.
When y'all did the next door at the Robo House, you literally replaced windows that were rotted with new windows that were functional and met fire code, but they looked identical to what was there before.
You're
Yeah,
doing a really good job on that structure too, by the way. That's great.
it's coming right along.
It is. And look, I know this is not why you're here, and this is completely off subject. In my office across the street, I was just sitting out there the other day, looking in the steeple. Y'all have, at the very top, I don't know if it's some type of screen that goes around the very top of it. It looks like it's fallen off, I noticed. Have you noticed that?
I haven't, but there's
Yeah,
so
unless
much
you're
deferred maintenance.
pretty far back, and from my office looking at it, you really can't tell. So you might want to look at that. I just noticed that on at least two sides, is there a bell up there? I can't remember.
Yes,
Surrounding where the bell is.
Okay.
Y'all have those, it looks like there's some, I don't want to say chicken, but there's some type of screen, that's coming down, so.
okay.
Yeah, it's like a mesh thing. I just saw it falling. I just want to make sure y'all knew about that.
Well,
Well-
go ahead.
You know, I was just going to say, and I had glass too, but I guess that's mute until I come back and I'll just.
What was the color about?
Well, it would be, okay, in the Sherwin-Williams for the wood, I chose 204. It looked to be the closest thing to their PVDF color as I could find. If you put these together, it looks real.
You're just trying to match the existing color?
I'm just trying to match what the actual frame will be.
You have it right there. Oh, 2-0. Oh, yeah. That looks very close to, yeah, to that.
Okay, well, let me go back to the drawing board and see if I can get them to.
I would show them a picture like you have there and say, I want to replicate it, but I'm not, you say that, you know, and it is, you can get plate glass and have the wood mullions just installed on top of it,
Yeah.
on both sides, and you have the same look. But be real clear with them that I want to, you want to frame it with wood so that it does maintain that integrity. And I don't want to say just like you did with the Robo house, but just like you did with the Robo house. Because when you look at now at that house, it looks perfect, because you matched them.
Okay, okay. That's
Okay.
what we'll do then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need to do anything else with that application, or just leave it
I'll
and
probably
table?
get back with you for next month if I
Yeah,
can
just,
get
let's
it.
just leave it untouched then. And then she can just
Well,
come
what I
back
says,
with
why don't we go ahead and maybe
I
table
make
it
a
since she was
motion- I'll
present,
just
that
make-
way it goes to old business.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we table the application until further information is brought back for another alternative.
Okay.
I second
And I
that.
have a motion from Ms. Salter and Mr. Donahoe, is second, to table it, which will allow you next month just to come back under old business, so you wouldn't have to sit and wait. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same. That tabled motion passes.
Thank you.
Did you get your colors back, ma'am?
Yes, she did.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, application 3.5, Jim Miller, 321 Dimzier. This is,
There's no representation.
there's no reputation, okay, so we'll hold that application until next month. Application 3.6, Greg Corzine, 943 Washington Street, an application for new construction. Anyone here for that application?
No.
This is new construction, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, before we go any farther, what they've submitted for us to review would not be appropriate. If you look at it, you can't give us a design like that for a new construction and ask us to consider
And we
that.
have said that, we've told them that.
But
The person that's doing this house has been rather difficult.
This is on the water?
Yes.
Which house?
So this one is right when you're at the intersection of Texas
Texas and,
and Front Street, or.
Okay. And I
Has he
noticed
appeared once before?
the siding was,
I don't know
yeah,
if
they
he-
weren't using siding anymore.
Sugar came a couple of years ago when he did the renovation on the house.
on new
Who was that?
construction, we can't-
Sugar,
Shugart.
the owner came when he started the renovations on the house, but this is his contractor, Jeff Johnson.
We didn't start from scratch, right?
Anything else?
This is a whole new.
Yeah, this is a whole new thing, slab and everything. Oh, I see where it is, yeah.
Really making notes, nobody's here to.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
pass it.
I'm just saying that they've got to give us appropriate renderings with dimensions and
We've asked.
roof pitch, the materials they're using for construction. Otherwise, we can't review an application
And we have
like this.
asked.
Okay.
Well, then they can just
Yeah.
wait.
They can't do anything until they get a permit, so.
Correct.
I don't mean to be difficult, but that's new construction, again, on a pivotal property. That's the old Shugart house that they've been renovating. I'm uncomfortable with going there without an app. That's complete. Okay, application 3.7, 7 Brew, 200 Kaiser Avenue, and we do have a complete application on that in front of you, and
Oh, is that what that is?
yes, this is W&W Land Investments. Okay, this is located on that vacant lot at the bridge and,
Oh, this is the.
Where the old
down.
Burger
Kaiser.
was.
Burger King, yes. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and start from the beginning and tell us what you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, so with the overall construction, or as in just like what we are as a brand in general, or what are you looking for?
Okay, first of all, who are you?
Yeah, my name is Ben Brazel. I'm the Director of Development for Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas.
What's the name of y'all's business for Seven Brew?
Seven Brew Drive-Through Coffee.
Okay.
So no seating inside or outside, only drive-through experience. Kind of the name of the game is quickness, speed, getting them in and out. Ticket time, we shoot for under 3 minutes. We got over 20,000 drink combinations too. So just an all-around like beverage drive-through company.
Did you say 20,000?
Right over 20,000, yes.
Possibilities, mix the way you mix them?
Yeah, and everybody thinks we're always just coffee too. Coffee's actually less than half the menu too. So we got smoothies, teas, Italian sodas, milkshakes, kind of anything that you want.
That was my next question.
We're kind of your go-to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got everything. One of my favorites is our fizzes. It's an Italian soda, and I put Tiger's Blood, so strawberry coconut in it.
Sounds good.
That's my go-to non-coffee drink.
Okay, so have y'all worked out with the DOTD, the entrances
So
and
I thought
all
this was
that?
coming up. Yeah, so they have worked it out. It just hadn't gotten approved yet, is what I'm told from our people that are sending in all that information to them. But it has not gotten approved yet. I know that.
Okay,
But they're in constant communication with them, they said.
They have submitted their final plans and their final
have.
drawings, so they're just waiting
okay, it's
to,
still going in on Williams?
You
or off of
have-
Kaiser,
they're going in on Kaiser,
right?
but they will still be able to come out on Williams.
Williams? Okay, what, is there only one entrance?
From my understanding, there is, one entrance from Kaiser and the other from Williams, but that's what's suggested, so I'm not sure what the final say would be.
Wait a minute, say that again, so there's
Can
one.
they enter, I think she does, can you enter the business from Williams Avenue, or can you only exit onto Williams?
I'm thinking
Is
you're
that
gonna
what you're
only
asking?
exit.
Yeah, because
Similar
last
to,
time they were gonna have an entrance and an exit. Yeah, they've taken it off.
Enter and exit of Chick-fil-A.
Do you know,
It looks like you can enter and exit right there. If I had to guess that.
Yeah, because they don't wanna put the traffic through the
If I had
residents,
to
so
guess,
it's
it'd
gonna
be
be
an
both.
entry and exit point.
Okay,
come in here, take a right?
okay.
And then, yeah. And then we'll have the wraparound too that goes all the way
Because at
around.
one time, there were two separate entrances on Williams. One was for exit and one was for entrance. Right there, the curve right there, Jared, at the bottom. So they've changed that, okay. All right.
How many lines will you have?
Say it again?
How many lines?
We'll have two serving lines and then there's a pass-through line on the outside of that one too.
I'm a little concerned, I just don't, is this,
Meet our,
this picture here, does y'all's application here have this lighting that that frames it?
Correct. Yes, sir.
yeah, is that neon?
Yeah, that stays on 24/7 too.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
one of my,
that's
I mean,
the
isn't
issue.
that's pretty close to the prohibition we have from internal lighting on signs. I mean,
You know, they're on that corner where Burger King was. And the only reason they're in the historic district is because they face on Williams Avenue. So really, what's on the front side, what I call the front side that would face Kaiser Avenue, we have no control over. So my question is, why does it have to stay on 24/7?
and
You know,
Yeah.
can there be something that, because you're right, you know, you're partially in a
You're gonna
residential
shoot, it's
as
gonna
a.
shoot over the river into the residential.
and this is internally lit to all these signs, right?
Correct. They're not near as bright as the stuff that wraps around. Those will dim a little bit, I guess you could say, as the night goes on, but the blue is definitely.
I don't know if it's, the brightness is more my concern. I just know we have a specific regulation which prohibits lighting, signs with internal lighting, don't we?
Yes.
And we,
Where Citibank is the example, we grandfathered that,
but Scooter Payroll asked, I remember, for a sign at Edward Jones that had internal lighting, and we denied it, right across the street from you. And to me, that's our, and I know we've never met, and you've probably never been to one of our meetings. One of our biggest concerns is we have to be consistent with how we handle different applications, and when we tell one group, one person no, and then another person yes, you can imagine the problems that creates. And I think But I think there are internal regulations that prohibit this, but I don't have the rules in front of me.
What will your hours of operation be?
5:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night.
It's the whole
Yeah.
corner, that corner is in the district.
But remember, when Burger King was there, they operated some nights till on weekends, it was midnight.
Just remember though, the problem, the
And they
difference
had
here
to-
is they were there before the historic district was formed.
Were they?
That was in the seventies. Didn't Burger King go up in the seventies?
Yes, late seventies
It was all before.
or early eighties, one of the two.
I'd have to go back and look at the regulations, but, I mean, I just know they have a specific rule about internally lit
Now,
signs.
we just did approve an internal lit at the
At
new,
Maglio's.
at Maglio's. But it was a small sign.
Was it
backlit.
internally lit or was it?
No,
the lighting was
yeah, it was,
behind
yeah.
Backlit.
It was kind of backlit a little
Not a
bit.
neon,
Right.
neon is a bad,
Right.
in the historic district. And that's what I see is a bunch of neon.
See, if you look across the street at Citibank, that, those are neon, but they were built before the district, so they were grandfathered in, and if they did anything except replace those light bulbs in it, they were gonna have to take it all down. So they made it, they replaced the bulbs so that it would be appropriate.
I mean, actually, every single one of y'all's locations looks identical, doesn't it?
Everyone in the country, yes, sir. It's kind of the name of the game, too, with the blue light. It's kind of our thing.
Yep.
It's a blue light.
Yes, sir.
When do y'all start construction?
Oh, gosh, I would have to look.
Not right away.
No, not right away, no. This year, though, it's gonna be up and operational. Or is it
I'll be
planned?
honest with you, I want to think about this a lot more than this.
And also just to be fully transparent, too, I'm kind of just the messenger.
Sure, I know.
I know
For
you're the
for
messenger.
everybody, too, so, whatever
The
gets.
messenger can go back and say, hey, what can we do?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
To tone this down,
Okay.
because you are in a
You may want
residential
to, yeah, I
slash
mean, it may
business
help
district.
if you shot a picture of the house behind you, the house across the street that's serving as a financial firm that just completely restored. Look across the street at,
Edward Jones.
So,
Prism, I mean, there, in other words, in the area that this property is going to be new construction, it's almost like it's not required that it look old, but it needs to fit.
Yeah, so I do have a question. If we can tone it down through certain hours of the night, would that be an option? Or how do you want us to approach that, if we could keep it on?
I don't know,
It's that neon signage I wish I had a copy of the ordinance, because I think it prohibits neon signs.
It does. You
Yeah.
can't have neon in the historic district.
I would like to just think about this and do a little research. If you aren't gonna begin construct, I mean, this is a major addition to, and if you aren't gonna begin construction within the next 30 days, I'd kinda like to revisit this next month, let us think on it, and.
I will say it won't start in the next 30 days.
But my question, going back to your group, is there a way to not have the neon sign and still accomplish the look of the building and without neon lighting?
Yeah.
Like if they
To
can.
my knowledge, that's a corporate standard thing, too.
But you may want to throw with the
corporate.
corporate standard, you're proposing to construct a new property in a national landmark district.
That's the deal.
So if
You've
they
never
say,
had
what
one
is
yet.
that?
It is in the district?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the deal, that's why.
That's the
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're
that's why.
sitting on the corner, and the corner, because of where the district begins, that corner, all 4 properties on that corner are yanked into the district.
Okay, I see.
And so, like, if you're looking across the street at Basic, the health club, he's doing some renovations and he's having to comply. His is the windows, but, yeah, you're kind of.
If they could paint that, so to speak, and have it uplit or something on the building, or have one of the old timey bars that came down and lit it, kind of like over where have you been over to the, what's the flying?
Is it in
Flying
town?
Hog Brewery.
Flying Hog Brewery.
Well, look at the ordinance.
If you could incorporate a few of those old, and this would be a one of a kind that your corporate would have to do.
Yes.
To fit, and not have all this bright neon going on, I don't think there would be any kind of a problem.
Okay.
If you could, like I said, shoot pictures in the evening and realize, like, explain to your corporate group that it's shooting straight across the river into a residential district. And
Not just there, even catty corner and next door.
it's just,
It's
yeah, and you
residential.
remember your neighbors behind you, that's the problem. That's why neon signage is not,
It
part
could
of
be
the
really
district.
cool looking, you know.
It is
I
cool,
can
I
see
think.
things that you
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
Go over to the brewery, look at the brewery, see what they did, because they're in the district. And.
truthfully, also look across the street
Yeah,
at the,
This is what it said.
Restaurant,
Riverside.
Riverside,
Yeah.
because they were careful in their lighting.
This is what the
They have
regulation
issues.
says. It says, no illuminated signs may be constructed or erected within the district without our express approval. And then it says, concealed lighting is recommended where bulbs are not exposed. The light should enhance the sign as well as the building on which it is mounted. Internally illuminated signs are not permitted, neon signs are not permitted, and flashing signs are not permitted. I mean, I would think, that immediately prohibits us from approving your two major signs. I think what you would have to do, to be honest with you, I don't know how we just ignore I don't think we can ignore the
can't.
regulations. I think you're gonna have to go to the city council and ask them for some type of exception to this, if you wanted to approve. And I know that's y'all's logo, and that's,
And you can still use a logo and do it all, but just illuminate it differently, that's all.
yeah.
You know, to me, that's the answer.
Do you know for sure if all of your businesses, wherever they're located, are exactly like that, or have they needed to make any
That would not
changes
even be
There's-
there.
in their lighting?
In lighting, I don't know in particular. I know in building structure, I'm unsure, honestly, because everything's.
You know, you have a number of businesses already,
Yeah, we have over 250.
so
But none of them are sitting in a historic district.
Yeah.
Is there someone at corporate that you can contact, that could contact us? That
Or
could,
show them the ordinance, or
You know,
provide them a
That's
copy of
what
the
we deal
ordinance.
or work with us, you know, make a
because there are
contact.
alternatives.
Brian
Yeah.
Evans has been a representative for
Pardon me?
this. Brian Evans?
I was gonna say, that's the guy to talk to.
I don't know who that is.
Brian Evans is who I've been working with
Oh, okay.
directly for everything. So if there is something, then we can email them tomorrow.
Sure.
He's the
And
guy,
tell
he's the
him.
guy to get it, yeah.
Right, let
Yeah.
him know what your
You
concerns
say y'all are
are.
open 24 hours a day?
No,
No,
No.
Just the lights will be on 24 hours
Correct.
a day?
yeah. You know, if you just tone it down and get rid of
There
that
are ways in
neon.
which you could do it.
The construction is not the issue, the way you design, that's fine, we can work
Cool
with that.
building, yeah.
It's just that your lighting.
Yeah.
And really, it's not even the signage is fine. It's
Yeah.
the neon lighting, if there's a way to backlight it and not have that bordering of neon, I think you could make this work and it would be attractive and it would complement what's already there.
Okay.
So I move to table the application.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Donahoe, a second from Ms. Alford to table the application so that, again, when you return, you can come under old business and we can immediately go to that. Okay, all those in favor of tabling the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion passes. Is there any other new business to come before the commission?
Mr. Chair, if I could take a moment of personal privilege to recognize my children. They have behaved themselves this entire meeting.
So I think they deserve something, a
Yes.
surprise after.
Sugar.
I think they deserve a nice ice cream cone.
You're gonna expect a treat, aren't you?
Yes,
Bribery does wonderful things.
yes.
I move to
Is there a
adjourn.
motion for
Wait.
adjournment?
Second.
Well, I wanted
Motion
to,
from Mr. Donahoe,
Yeah,
a second from Ms. Salter.
yeah, I just want to
So
say.
Miller is 9 and Bailey is 6.
6 and 9.
Gotta get used, they just had birthdays. 5 and 8 for a
Yes,
year.
I
I gotta
know.
get
6
used
and
to
9.
6 and 9, so.
Yeah.
I think she had, I think.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm going to reach out to Brian tomorrow. And the specifics is the lighting, the neon lighting. And if he has something that he wants to send back, would you want me to forward that information to you? Or
Yeah, I do, so we can
instead of
think about
waiting
it.
for
And it's
another 30 days?
basically all of that neon here and here, plus toning down the lighting and that, because that's, that is a problem.
It's clearly internally lit.
Yeah.
Is this Brian, is this guy from here?
He's not.
Where's he from?